Is top 5 players of all time. Name them.
Whew, man, y'all already know, man. Y'all already know, man. The GOAT, man. We got Michael Jordan. Let me see if it is zoom in. We got Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kareem, Magic, and Tim Duncan. Michael Jordan goes without saying, bro.
Yeah,
The GOAT. No explanation needed.
yeah.
For anybody who thinks LeBron James is the GOAT, hey, that's your opinion is respected by me, but you're wrong. This is where your opinion is wrong. It's an opinion, but you're wrong. LeBron James #2 goes without saying. I can't stand people who say, "Oh, he's not second all time. The game is different," and he manipulated it. Blah 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 blah. You want a man to stay on the team that's losing, and his front office is not doing anything about to help him get a championship. You're full of crap, bro. Kareem goes without saying, bro. Before there was an MJ, Kareem was the undisputed GOAT, bro. The undisputed GOAT. 6 chips, what? 5 MVPs. You know, he ain't got the finals MVPs, but we ain't gonna get on for that. But
Six,
he
six M-
three.
won 6 MVPs.
Oh, 6 MVPs. Excuse me. 6 MVPs. Excuse me. Easy to make that mistake. He ain't got the finals MVP, but we ain't gonna knock him for that.
He has
You know,
two.
but huh?
He has two of them.
He ain't got six. That's why he three. What you talking about? All right. Then we got four. We got Magic. Magic Johnson goes without saying. 3 championships. You know what I'm saying? One of the greatest players of all time, the best point guard of all time. You know, and look, he fought for a reason, bro.
Uh huh.
Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan. I mean, the #5 spot was a little sensitive for me because I feel like you could go between Kobe, him, Larry Bird. You really can't go wrong. But I picked Tim Duncan because he is the best player in this position of all time. You know what I'm saying? 5 championships with the San Antonio Spurs. You know, he was the best power forward in the league throughout his prime. You know what I'm saying? It's arguable
Oh,
between him
okay.
and KG, but he was doing what that.
You kind of
What
went
happened?
on like a starting five type thing. You picked out the best position player from each thing.
Yeah, that's kind of true. And that does kind of make sense in a way. It really do though. It kind of does make sense in a way to do it like that. But I didn't even realize it. But yeah, I got Tim Duncan at #5. What's you?
At 5, I got Magic Johnson, the greatest point guard of all time. At 4, I got Kobe Bryant, and a lot of people really don't agree, and it's understandable. But when I look at that, I look at the how hard what Kobe faced and how hard it was, and when he actually was able to take off with his career and how good he was, and like not a lot of people has gone through the tough paths that he has gone through. Like beating that Celtics team with just Paul Gasol, and a lot of people don't understand. Paul Gasol was his only All Star at that time, and the LA Lakers wasn't too strong at all. Like they were far from the strongest team ever, but they still won a good amount of games. Kobe made sure he was a great leader and had a lot of chemistry with that team. In the most 50-win teams of all time. Like there's a lot of things to say about Kobe to put him top 5, and it's okay. I won't put him top 3. I won't lie, because at the third spot I got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the greatest center of all time. Like Eli covered, 6 championships, 6 MVPs, 2 Finals MVPs. But the 2 Finals MVPs is really the weakest part in his game. And another reason why I just can't put him over the two guys is because of the simple fact that he ruled predominantly over in the 70s, where basketball, just wasn't that good back then. There wasn't too many guys you could put on Kareem level back then. It really wasn't. And when it got to the 80s, when he was about 30, and don't give me that bullshit, excuse me, but don't give me that BS on how, oh, he was old. 31 years old isn't old. I didn't see Michael Jordan dominate at 31 years old. I didn't see
And
I
hold on, I
go,
made a mistake. Magic Johnson has 5 championships. Excuse me,
yeah.
my bad. 5 championships.
I didn't seen Steph Curry just dominate a finals at 33, 34 years old. I didn't see LeBron James dominate at 36. He just won a finals MVP averaging 30, 11, and 9 at 36 years old in 2020. So I don't want to hear that. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar just isn't as good as the other two, but I won't, you know, look past his success. So I got to put him at the 3 spot. At the 2 spot, I got LeBron James just like Eli. There's nothing to be said. LeBron James is locked in top two. He has 4-4-4. And he's gone through so much. The finals, the people he played in the finals just has been tough. His finals competition is just tough. Some of the toughest of all time, probably is the toughest of all time. He's just had to, play a lot. Him coming back 3-1 really set the tone of him being in that discussion. Then him winning this fourth championship, averaging 30, 11, and 9. Like I said, had to put him in that top two discussion. Had to just lock him in. It was just the cherry on top to lock him in the top two. And then at one, I got Michael Jordan, who is, in my opinion, like I said, yeah, you can argue LeBron as the GOAT, but in my opinion, undisputably, Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time. 10 scoring championships, 6 Finals MVP, 5 MVPs, 6 championships.
10 scoring titles.
Yeah, 10 scoring titles is absurd. I don't think people really understand. No one other than Wilt Chamberlain has half that. And Wilt Chamberlain has 7, and we know when he played. We know when he played. When Michael Jordan was playing, there was a lot of really, really, really good scorers. Or if you don't want to classify them as good scorers now, there were a lot of guys giving you 30 a game back then. And I don't think people really take that for granted because they don't know the guys like David Thompson, who he looked up to. They don't know Dominique Wilkins. Well, they know of him, but they don't know what he was actually doing. George Gervin, all these other guys who were giving you, winning the scoring titles before MJ, who was actually very good. They just wasn't as good. And on top of that, MJ plays both sides better than damn near anybody. Both sides of the court. He's the greatest two-way player of all time. The only guy you could put in that discussion, maybe a prime LeBron James. Not as good, but definitely throw him in that discussion. A prime Kawhi Leonard definitely in that discussion.
I would have put Kawhi number one. I would have said Kawhi before I said LeBron.
Understandable. No disrespecting that. Very understandable. But is what I'm saying is that Michael Jordan was just, I don't want to say this, and they say I'm dick riding and stuff. Excuse me, but Michael Jordan was a god amongst men, and I know, at least just from watching it, and I wasn't even born around that time, but going back and watching it, being a Kobe fan, I was saying Kobe was the greatest player of all time until I went back and actually studied Michael Jordan and watched him play, looked at his stats, and being the fact that how guys go out here and say, "Yo, LeBron should have won MVP this year, that year." Michael Jordan, there was years that you wouldn't believe that Michael Jordan didn't win MVP. And that's
Karl
really what
Malone.
I say. Yeah, Karl Malone winning one. Years where Magic won one. It was a year that Michael Jordan averaged 33, 8, and 8 and didn't win MVP.
When did Barkley win MVP?
93. It was like I said, in 88, in 89, Michael Jordan averaged 33, 8 and 8 or 50 field goal, led the league in every single advanced stat that the MVP award is looked at, and still did not win MVP. And again, I know the Eastern Conference and where your team ranks comes into play, but that was just absurd that Michael Jordan could lead in all those statistical categories. LeBron, there's years where LeBron, he looks great, and because of his playoffs really boost him, and really probably why they say, he should have won MVP this year. But Michael Jordan was good all year round. He was the best player all year round throughout his career. He's played 11 seasons with the Bulls, over 30 games, and he won 6 championships in those 11 seasons, which is 55% of the time he's winning the championship. Michael Jordan was just simply amazing. There will never be no one like him. And they called him Black Jesus for a reason, because he was a god amongst men.